I remember a day when the roof started to leak and the IRS called and they came to repossess my car.
I concealed a lot of the information that was in my credit reports from my wife because I think the overwhelming feeling was I was ashamed.
I couldn't buy anything. I couldn't purchase a car. I couldn't buy anything or credit cards or anything.
I think my darkest night was when I got a letter from the court stating that a judgment had been filed and granted.
One of our cars had a 27% interest rate. You have to have a car.
Every time you go in to apply for a loan, oh, Mr. Fillmore, you're a thief. Uh-huh. Okay, I see how you are. It was impossible to get a signature loan or even a credit card.
Every time I had to deal with a negative, it brought it all back emotionally. And we can't even talk about money in relationship to that.
You can have great health, but if your finances are shot, your credit specifically, then that's it. You're not going to have an actual real life.
You have a fork in the road that you can go down. One is you can jump off the cliff, or the other one is you can jump off this trampoline and bounce back into doing what you want to do in life.
You can have the worst possible credit you can think of because I know I had that. And Lexington gave me that hope that, hey, no, you could do something about this.
With the service, I've always had a phone number. I've had to contact somebody that was personally knew my case.
Once I called Lexington Law, they sent the letters in and stuff. It was like things started falling off my back, just to be able to see how much it improved.
There is hope for you tomorrow. Okay, and there's a company called Lexington Law Firm that you can trust and depend on.
Most of the time when credit is bad, the storm's already passed. This is like a tornado went through town. And everybody lived, and everybody's healthy, but the house has been blown apart. And you'd like to be able to put it back together, but the credit bureaus, they're not interested.
Sometimes there's just things that are on our bureaus that just aren't legitimate. Other times they're there as a result of something that transpired in our lives. Sometimes they're there because we dropped the ball. All of the above. There's a way to be able to deal with it and get your credit rating back legitimately, legally.
Here's how the consumer credit game works. There are 3 consumer reporting agencies: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. But guess what? They're not official. The government didn't bless them, okay? These are for-profit, privately owned. I think at least one of them, if not 2, are publicly traded, but even they're owned by their stockholders. These are companies that buy and sell our information for profit.
The question of whether repairing your credit or correcting errors on your credit report is legal or illegal is one that is presented to me on a regular basis. Once and for all, I'd like to say it is legal. You can dispute items on your credit report.
That's exactly what we try to do, is place the burden squarely where it should be, and that's back with the bureaus. You either need to verify this information and be accurate in that verification, or you need to remove it.
When the credit bureaus are saying something false about someone, it does affect me personally, because it's the big companies taking advantage of the small consumer, and that's all I am, is a small consumer.
I think the big money interests that lend people money, what they would like to see is that you have a credit score that's below what it really should be, because then they can charge you a higher rate of interest than what they really should deserve to charge, and it's a low-risk loan, but they get to charge you a high rate of interest.
The bottom line is, we have a very special license that gives us a good deal of power to help people, and I believe that it needs to be used for that purpose.
I have seen hundreds and thousands of deletions, from late payments to bankruptcies, to items included in bankruptcies, charge-offs, items that people say are impossible to be deleted, to have removed from your credit reports. It's amazing just to see the experience, and I think that's really about Lexington. The results speak for themselves.
Number one, of course, my credit score has gone up. My highest one right now is with TransUnion at 647. I started at 524. when before Lexington got involved. So I'm out at 647 now, which is really exciting. I'm shooting for 700.
As a matter of fact, if you can see this ring right here, okay, my husband could not purchase this ring for me before. This is my wedding band, and he got it for me, and I'm very excited.
I can go in with the greatest comfort and say, hey, listen, this is where I'm at. You get me a loan, you can take care of my needs. And the bank, my bank said, hey, absolutely, let's do it.
It didn't just benefit me and stop with me. Obviously, my family benefited. But I think the greatest feeling is knowing that I've referred a lot of people, a lot of my clients to your services, and they share the same feeling.
And I do remember for years thinking, if I could just have a house, I would take care of it. And now I do. It's unbelievable.
So I think the great thing about Lexington to me is that it can allow you to pick yourself back up again, get restructured and on the right track. And that makes all the difference. We all deserve a second chance.
This opportunity that the clients have to be able to get their credit report is real. And we've actually been very successful at what we do. We've been doing it for a very long time.
We have a large staff of paralegals that are available constantly, there to assist you with a phone call if you have questions about your case.
At Lexington Law Firm, our goal is to help our client feel like the service is personalized to them and that they feel like we're there for them and we're on their side. And I can assure you that we are.
It's so easy for me to put myself in the place of my clients because though their story might be somewhat different, I've lived it, I've experienced it for myself.
I love it when clients call me and tell me, hey, I just got approved for this house, I just got a car, or even as small as getting an apartment.
It really does work. I'm a client as well as an employee, and I've been able to get items taken care of and deleted off of my own credit reports.
We are real people helping real people. There's no facade about Lexington. We've all been there before. And I'm a real person wanting to relate to a real person.
So absolutely, give us a call. We'll help you in the best way we know how. We'll get down to the basics and give you the facts of what we can do for you.
People who are depressed always believe that there's just no way out, that nothing will change, they're doomed. Okay? That's not true, number one, generally in life. But it's certainly not true when it comes to your credit rating, for goodness sakes.
Do what I did. At the very least, seek help. If it's not from Lexington, seek somebody that'll help you. But know one thing from me, that the people that I hired at Lexington, they came through for me, and they still are taking care of my credit record.
How different is Lexington Law Firm's price plan? We know that people who sign up for our services are probably already in a bad enough credit situation and maybe in a financial bind. And so another thing that's been so rewarding about working for a Lexington law firm is that we can reach out and help these people, educate them, work on their credit reports, but we can do it for a fee that's realistic, that's affordable.
Well, certainly one can try to correct their credit on their own or send dispute letters on their behalf. However, at Lexington Law Firm, we have a true and tried method. It's something that we have worked on for years now.
My issue at hand was time. There's no way I could compete with Lexington.
So the question is, do you try to figure it out to save a few dollars, or do you turn it over to a professional who will do an amazing task for a nominal fee?
Why spend another night stressed? Why spend another sleepless night worrying how you're going to meet the demands of the things that are expected of you because of the negative items on your credit report? Turn to Lexington. Let us show you what we can do for you.
I don't understand why people continue to endure the pain and hold off. And all I can think of is it comes down to the ego and the pride and, I just don't want to be embarrassed. Oh, it's not embarrassing. What you're going through right now, that's embarrassing. That's what's humiliating. I know I've been there and I've experienced it. Break free of it. Pick up the phone and call Lexington.